Hello everyone, we are from Code 33 and we will be introducing our case study on Penang Second Bridge collapse. The Penang Second Bridge, officially called the Sudan Aduhali Muatasha Bridge, which is a 24-kilometer long that connects the Penang Island to the mainland and was completed in 2014 as the longest bridge in Southeast Asia. By on June 6 of year 2013, during the construction, a ramp supported by a temporary scaffolding collapsed. Then a passing car was crushed and resulting in one fatality. Then the investigation found the issue in the design and supervision of the temporary structure in this case. So this case highlights the serious consequence of poor engineering practice and emphasizes the importance of ethical responsibility. So this related to the Engineering Act 1967, which reminds us that the engineering must prioritize the safety, competence, and accountability. This incident is a lesson for engineers on technical decisions carry the real-life consequence, and public safety must always come first.
Penang Second Bridge is 24 kilometers long and the longest in Southeast Asia. It was managed by Jambatan Kedua Sdn Bhd and aimed to reduce traffic congestion and boost economic development in Penang. On the 6th of June 2013, at around 7:50 p.m., a section of ramp 2 at the Batong Maung interchange collapsed. The failure occurred during concrete casting when the temporary scaffolding and formwork gave way. Tragically, one motorist was killed when their vehicle was crushed under the debris. Investigation revealed the collapse was caused by poor installation of the temporary scaffolding and the lack of site supervision. The structure may have been overloaded before the concrete fully cured, and proper inspection were not enforced. The incident involved multiple stakeholders, including JKSB, UEM builders, CIDB, DOSH, and JKR. The collapse affected public trust and caused significant delays and financial losses. This case highlights that engineering diligence and ethical responsibility must apply not just to permanent structure but also to temporary works. Even one oversight can cost lives.
The collapse was a result of multiple engineering failures. There was a design failure where the scaffolding lacked proper diagonal bracing and couldn't handle the load. Poor workmanship also played a role, with components incorrectly installed and constructions not meeting standards. Lack of supervision, met site inspection were also inadequate, and critical safety issues were missed. And most importantly, a weak safety culture led to ignored warning signs and poorly enforced protocols. The collapse of a ramp section during the construction of the second Penang Bridge highlighted serious technical issues. Under the Malaysian Engineers Act 1967, BEM took action with its legal authority to investigate the professional conduct of the engineers involved. Engineers were held professionally accountable for negligence and ethical breaches. Disciplinary powers were exercised, with suspension or deregistration considered for those who fail in their duty of care. And finally, BEM used this incident as a preventive step to raise awareness on temporary work safety and improve design review practices.
Hi, now I will continue with ethical reasons for failure. There are four. The first one is unregistered and untrained workers. So workers were allowed on site without proper registration. This indicate lack of proper evaluation or safety training. This part violated BM Code Clause 1.0, which is public safety was not prioritized. The second one is improper structural support. The temporary structure failed, which causing the collapse. The possible cause can be poor design, bad workmanship, or lack of inspection. This part breach of BM Code Clause 2.0, which is work done outside of engineer's expertise. Next one is public not protected during construction. So the vehicle allowed to pass under active construction, no effective road closure or traffic division. This show poor risk management and planning. This violated BM Code Clause 1.0 and 4.0, which is duty to safeguard the public. The last one is ignoring ground and drainage condition. Site prone to water pooling due to low elevation. No proper drainage system was installed. This breach BM Code Clause 2.0, which is neglected environmental safety.
So, there are four recommendations of the problems caused in this project. The first one is mandatory third-party review of temporary works. The policy level action is to enforce regulation requiring independent design verification of all temporary structures. Next, require contractors to submit temporary works drawings for external peer review and approved by registered engineers. And in the relation to Engineers Act is 1967, it aligns with Clause 3 of the Code of Professional Conduct to ensure safety and exercise independent judgment. Next, strengthen site supervision requirements. The policy level action is to impose legal standards for qualified site supervisors on critical work areas. The practice level action is to develop systems for supervisors to sign off each phase of temporary structures. And the relation to Engineers Act is to support Section B to ensure competent execution and supervision of engineering work. Mandatory continuing professional development CPD in temporary structures. The policy level action is to expand BEM's CPD policy to include compulsory training. The practice level action is to encourage firms to host regular workshops and training. It is to comply with Clause 4 of the Code Engineers which must maintain and improve professional competence. Next, Safety Accountability Framework. It is to introduce a national framework assigning legal responsibilities and penalties. It is used also to sign safety checklists and milestone records. Relation to Engineers Act 1967 to reinforce Section 15A, accountability for professional misconduct and shared responsibility.